Hey, this is Rosa RCG Creations. How are you? I am coming from our home in Houston, Texas, and we have no power. The whole neighborhood is out. This winter storm has got us. But anyway, I'm sitting here in my bedroom, master bedroom, with the only place that has a big window with lights, because my craft room has 2 windows, but I got a bunch of stuff in front of them. So anyway, just wanted to show you, did you know video. You can still craft even when there's no power. As long as you have the tools to do it with. Okay, and excuse my attire. I've got like 4 layers of clothes on and a blanket here to try to stay warm. Because it hit 10 degrees this morning. And the sun is out. It's nice and bright. There's snow everywhere. Not a whole lot of snow because in Houston we don't get too much snow, but there's some layers of snow. I can see the houses behind me here that the snow is melting. But anyway, to get back to the project, here is a card that I already created, and I'm still using my. I'm trying to finish up this book, 6x6 book. Let me grab it. Bear with me because I'm on limited space here. It's not like my craft room where I have plenty of space. But I'm still using this Crafter's Companion, Sarah's Signature Collection by Sarah Davies. So I have all these other little pieces, and I'm going to use all my little scraps. So I just got some 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut it in half, folded it, and then I just added this to the front piece. And then I put this message on the center. And I'm going to, when my power gets on, I'm going to iron this so I can get that wrinkle out of there before I give it to the recipient. So anyway, we're gonna do another card, and I want to show you you can still craft even when there's no power. So here's my card base. Oh, I don't need this yet. And I went ahead and got me some other pieces of scraps that I already had. And then I'm just gonna cut this out. Got my little trimmer. Let me move this over just a tad. And I'm going to do it this way. So, and I want to use most of this card, but not all of it. So, let me trim off this portion. And I'm sorry you can't really get a good angle view. I really can't tell if you can or not, but I will bring in things up to the camera so you can see what's going on as it's going on. Okay, so I just trimmed off the excess because I want to leave a little bit of a border on the card. Okay, now let me get my adhesive. And it's cool in here. It's pretty cool in here. I figure it's probably like at the temperature in the 60s or the high 50s. I'm not smoking because it's not that cold, but it's pretty uncomfortable. But you know what? It's like everybody else. You make do with what you got. Okay. So that's going to be my front layer. Let me get this in here. I want to make it its prettier level. Wipe off the excess glue off your fingers. You can do that with wet glue. And you could have I could have used my ATG gun, but it's like, hey, I got the wet glue. I personally prefer working with wet glue, but of course I still use my ATG gun, so I love that ATG gun. That's my favorite tape runner. Okay, so that's done. And then I had already pre-cut this from that other stamp set kit from, if you watch my other videos, it's on there. I'm not going to put dimensionals because I want to be easy on the postage. And yeah, let's put this down here. Well, actually, I don't want to take too much away from the flower, the rose. And I want to leave a little bit of a border. And what's nice with wet glue, you can, once you pick it up and look at it better, you can move it just a tad. You can't do that with the ATG gun. There we go. So there's to make a focal point. Now I'm going to do my stamping, and I am using my Stamparatus. Okay. Let me get my bag. Make sure don't put the two bags together because they can break on you. Let me line this up in case I don't get a good stamp. I can re-stamp it again. Okay, let me double check myself. Okay, yep, that's the front. So this is the top. And I ended up putting some ATG adhesive on here because it wasn't sticking. I don't know why, but I don't have the equipment here to fix it. So, again, make do with what you got. So I got this message, and I'm using, excuse me for the reach there, I'm using my Stampin' Up! Bring It On the Cake stamps, red rubber stamps. And then it's going to, I'm putting on here, spoil yourself today. And then happy birthday. Oh, but I need to get some ATG gun because these are not sticking. I think I'll do a video on what to do to fix it once I learn how to do it, which I don't know yet. Okay. And this is clear plastic on the back, so it should cling to my clear mat here. I just want to line it up. I like to take this off. That's the one reason why I love the Stamparatus, because you can move things around. And then you can line it up to make sure that it's where you want it to be. I'm going to move this up just a little bit. And it's pretty straight. I like the way that looks. It's pretty even. Okay. And with the Stamparatus, it comes with the thick foam, which you use these when you're doing the clear clean stamps, and you take it off when you're using the big thick red or blue rubber stamps. And then I just created a grid under their, they sell this paper in the pad, and I just cut it off because I like the grid marks on it, and I laminated it. So that way if I get ink on it, it's no big deal. Okay, so that's done. And I'm using my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Push down on it. I usually count to 10. And that usually gives me a good impression. Pick it up slowly because I don't want my cardstock to move on me. And ta-da! Turned out good. There is the message. So there's the front of the card. On your special day, see all those pretty flowers? And spoil yourself today. Happy birthday. So guess what? I just completed 2 cards in less than 10 minutes. Thank you so much. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you. I have my little stamping stamp chamois. I got this from Lawn Fawn. Very well used. Love it. Just get that. Oh, you just wet it with water, and then you use it to wipe off your stamps. And then at the end of the day, what I personally do, this is just me, Rosa, is I take all my stamps that I used that day, and I put them through my stamp cleaner. And I'm going to do that later because I'm going to try to spend as much as I can, as long as I can handle it up here being cold. And then this is just a little, actually this is a salt box. I got this at my local grocery store. But it was meant for you to put salt in there, so when you're cooking, you just open it up and sprinkle some on there. But you want something for the stamp chamois. You want a little bit of air circulation because this is wet. It's some kind of a foamy stuff. I'm not for sure what, but it's really flexible. But once it dries, it gets really stiff. And then so you can see the air circulation, so it's not airtight. So you don't want anything airtight, because when you have airtight, it's going to create mold, and it's going to mold on you, and then it's going to get ruined. And these are just little extra tape that I keep on here when I'm needing to tape something down. And then there it is. And then I'm using my Stampin' Up, what do you call this? A stamping scrubber. And I have little directions on how to use it. I went ahead and just taped it on here and stuff. But basically all you do is you get your cleaner, and I make my own hand cleaner. And I do have a video, I think, I'm almost positive I have it, but I'll double check it, that where you make your own stamp cleaner. And then there's little symbols right here in the corners. Here's the sun, and then this is the little raindrops. So you spray your spray cleaner on here, then you scrub your stamp on it, then on the dry part you scrub it again, and that takes all the ink, all the little particles of all the little letters and everything, or the designs, and then that's how you clean your stamp cleaner. But I like this because it is a perfect example, and it's this perfect way for me to store and use this as a spacer for when I'm doing my stamping with my Stamparatus. And since both of these are made from Stampin' Up, I'm probably sure that they took that into consideration, but I could be wrong because this is like 15 years old. Very, very old. And you can see where I have some ink from something. I don't know what, but I have ink. And let me just wipe it off. And there we go. It's wiped off. Put it back in my little container. There's stores because I'm in compact. And then we're all set. So there are my 2 cards for this little series. Bear with me. Let me move this out of the way. This is really compact area. Get to use my bed for an extra table. And there are my 2 cards. Thank you so much for watching. You have a great day. We'll catch you in another video. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Take care now. Oh, and place a comment. YouTube loves it. That's good for my algorithm with YouTube. Thank you. Have a great one. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.